Hello everyone, we're back. Starting the next segment. Right here's ore, flux, plastic jar. I always use these back and forth like this, like it was a rock tumbler. I hate watching videos on YouTube of other pro assayers that want to use something like a butter knife or a spatula to try to stir it in the crucible. As far as I'm concerned, that's feeble and stupid. Yes, I said stupid. I often cap it with extra borax, but I ain't got the borax over here, and it really doesn't make that much difference. So I'm just going to set it in as it is. Homemade redneck furnace here. We've been fighting forever since we got through doing the other segment 2 days ago. Realized the jetting on this thing wasn't correct. I hadn't dry fired it to see if it would work. I was just going on what I had done before. So I had to rejet it. But we got it where it's working somewhat. I don't want to do it that way.
Yeah.
Going at it, clear from cold. Yeah, everyone says let it heat up first. Oh well, it'll be just fine. We'll be back in a little bit when it's done and be doing the pour. I'll probably turn it back on before then to let you see what quiet fusion is, because so few people on YouTube are doing quiet fusion before they're pouring. It's always got interference colors, it's always smoking, or it's always boiling. It's doing something besides being a homogeneous mass, one color, no activity. If it isn't one color with no activity, it ain't done. Back in a bit, folks. Getting ready to grease the mold. Something that very few people are doing on YouTube. It's right here. It's a piece of the drive line, piece of square stock tubing. Simple redneck pouring mold. It's what I started out with. I made another one. I love them. It's right here, transmission fluid, motor oil, works great. That's what I'm doing. Trying to follow with the camera because I'm trying to keep from getting oil all over myself while I roll it around inside here. If you had a piece of foam rubber or something soaked with oil, it'd make life a lot easier. You can just rub it around inside there.
Not like you don't have any.
And when I cut my finger on that edge, I haven't deburred it or anything. But I'm not opposed to using my finger for the very last. Out there is an oiled mold for a release agent. If you read Hank Chapman's book, How to Smelt Your Gold and Silver, he talks about using soot from an acetylene torch or oil or something like this. I like motor oil and transmission fluid. I've tried vegetable oil for cooking. Don't do it. It gets sticky. It will act as a release agent, but it sticks. Bit of extra oil in here. You don't want a puddle in there because you pour that molten mix on top of that puddle of oil and it will pop, it will splatter, it will smoke horrendously. sure it's ready to be poured first. I'd say it's close enough. Having an issue getting the furnace hot enough with this redneck build, so I'm reheating the crucible and trying to pour out the rest of the slag. Oh, it ain't gonna pour. I'll have to do a crucible wash. That's still running with the tank completely off. The venturi jet on this furnace is not large enough. And this was a quick build just to see if it would work. We will end up getting it where it will completely work. Like I might see some shot on that slag in there. I don't like that. So we'll let that cool and we'll pop it out and see what we got for a lead prill. Everyone, I'm back. About to pour this. Had to tap it once, but it came right out.
Oh, ain't that pretty?
And since it does have, if you can see inside here, 2 divots, so yeah, that explains this crease right here and why it split the lid prill into 2 pieces. That's a zinc-rich glass. And look how soft that is, folks. Without gloves. All my previous videos on my Prospector Rick channel, I had gloves on. The slag is glassy. It is not stony. It is slick like obsidian. If it is not slick and glassy, you did not have enough silica in it. It's light, indicating that there are not any metals hung in the slag. I can see a couple little shot pieces right there, but that's to be expected with this redneck furnace. It didn't quite get as hot as I wanted, but I was able to do a primary fusion for a fire assay. It achieved the objective. Granted, if that were resmelted with a little more charcoal, I'm pretty sure it didn't have enough in it. I'm using standard flux as sold by Action Mining. They only put 3 grams of charcoal in each of their 90-gram flux mix. If you were to do it yourself, it'd be 40 grams litharge, 28 grams sodium carbonate, 30 grams borax, 3 grams silica, and 3 grams charcoal. I use 10 grams. That way I reduce all metals out of the slag into this. and then I do a scorification. That way I scorify off and remove all unwanted metals in the litharge, which is going to be the next step. I probably will scorify. I don't think I need to. I don't see that these have any kind of mat. You can look at them. They're just, that one just popped off beautiful. No mat whatsoever. If I don't scorify, this little bit of slag right here will be an issue. Why will that little bit of slag be an issue? Because it will go clear down to the bottom of your cupel with your bead, and it will glue your bead in your cupel, and you'll be hating life trying to take it out. I've been there. At this point, I guess I'm ready to put these on the scale and make sure it was at least 30 grams. I'm telling you what, that feels a lot more than 30 grams as heavy as this is. So that's a small pile of lead to have the density that it's got. We'll go get a scale, we'll put it on a scale, see what they weigh, and after that, we're ready for whichever step I'm wanting to do next. The scorification step, or go straight to cupeling. There's a good chance I'm just going to go straight to cupeling because those look good, although I can see some interference colors on it. And those interference colors generally mean that there's copper contamination. How hard is this lead? It smashes pretty easy on the asphalt. It smashed easy enough for me to say I'm probably good to cupel it. We're going to get a scale, see what it weighs. Hello everyone, we're back. I'm getting ready to weigh the prills. 12.909.
Oh.
12.909, right? That was 16.585. So that's right there at a 30 gram prill, ain't it? 12.907. Right at 13. You can get a whole lot of extra metal out of it that I can see. You'll ask me to run this through the cupeling process and see what we recovered. I was actually expecting the prills to weigh a lot more than they did, especially since the slag itself here is light. Might not have been as great as we were hoping. That's what a fire assay is all about. It was just a silver prospect. We're going to see if it does actually contain enough silver to go after. Anyway, there you go, folks. Right at a 30 gram pearl.